Hello and welcome back for yet another war review, and this one will be Black and White against the GK, and it happened a few days ago. Yesterday we won that. So this time it is not live actually, and it will just be a review of this war. Pretty easy war, 43 stars to 29, and actually we could have gotten a perfect war here. And yeah, let's not wait any further. I will start from the lower base and go all the way up to the first base. This way we can easily find our attacks, and yeah, that's just for you to find your attack more easily. This one is Advait number 15 against Zombie number 14. And this guy has a very rushed TH9, so this will be a pretty easy kill for those balloons because there was almost no air defenses. Good job. Good job, Advait. Those Valkyries gave quite a lot of trouble. So 3 star already for Advait. Let's have a look at his second attack. Advait, and only 38% against number 15. So probably he did not manage to kill the CC, I guess. He starts off by killing the air defense with the Hog Riders, which seems good. And then he sends in a few balloons. The rage spell was probably not very worth it. Here he got surprised by the Tesla, and then finally here come the CC troops with Wizard, and he probably did not expect Wizard there. He expected the Valkyries, just like in the other attack he did against number 14, and then he got destroyed. So yeah, he might have preferred to lure the CC first to make sure that this is not what was going to happen. Let's rank this attack. So Advait number 15, he got 3 stars against number 14, and against number 15 he got no stars and 38%. Let's go next. Next is our number 14. Which is, I mean, it's Beast, right? No, it's Happy. And Happy, did he attack at all? I guess he did not attack. Let's have a look. Happy, no attack used. So yeah, really bad. No attack used. Next is Waibav. Oh, 99 and 98%. That's not good. Let's see. How was his attacks? Was it unlucky, or did he just have shitty strategies? Keep in mind those bases are very rushed, so even though Waibav is TH8 against the TH9, this is really not much of a TH9. He kills the CC wizards first with all these archers, and then he goes in with the giants and a few wizards at the back. He just lost a ton of wizards on the left side because he didn't take into account for the giant bomb. Now come the Hog Riders, making some work. And this attack was not too bad, but maybe he should have used his heal to save all of his Hog Riders. So not too bad, but not too good either. And I feel like those giants didn't do as much damage as they should have done. So yeah, this attack was kind of okay. That was a bit unlucky, just lacked time. So number 13 against number 15. And these 2 stars and 99%, right? Yeah, it was 99. Then against number 14. I would have expected 3 stars on those 2 bases. I mean, I don't know why he got those barbarians. Those are not very useful. Wow, the Valkyries are destroying his troops, holy moly. Maybe he should have gotten, I don't know, a dragon or something to kill those. So yeah, his usage of the wizard is not really good. Giants are fine, but yeah, he lost his wizard way too fast. You should be more careful when you use your wizards in this kind of attacks, because this is your only DPS. Giants kind of deal damage, but not too much. So yeah, those 12 wizards didn't do much, so yeah, not a very good attack. So he went against number 15, and then he went against number 14 and got 2 stars and 98. And he is number 13, and his name is Wybal. Next is Amanyala Yolo. And I saw him here. So number 12 against number 12, and he got the 3 stars. And finally, it looks like a decent TH8. Good lightning spell to kill the air defense in the middle, send in a few balloons to kill the other air defense, send 1 dragon to kill the outside building there, then a good line with balloons behind to kill this air defense, and now there are no more air defenses and only those archer towers. So as soon as he kills those 2 archer towers, he should be fine. But it will get very close actually, and those 2 dragons barely kill this one archer tower, and then the second one will be killed by the rest of the dragoons. So very close attack, good attack nonetheless. Good stuff. So 12, Aman, Yala Yolo against 12, 3 stars. Good stuff. And his second attack was against, let's have a look, where is he? There it is, against 11. And this time it is a TH9, but really a small TH9, it looks really much like a TH8. And I'm surprised he didn't get the 3 stars here. So what happened? First he lured the CC, good stuff. Those are pretty tanky troops in the CC. Oh, he didn't do that very well, but that's okay. He keeps his wizard alive with his golem. Then he spreads his wizard a bit too far on the left and the right, so he will lose them to those defenses. And this giant bomb did a lot of damage to his wizard again. So yeah, this was a lack of planning for his wizard, and he lost his wizard way too fast. And now he has a golem with no one behind it to deal the damage. Meanwhile, the Valkyries are doing work and might be able to finish this base, and actually he only missed time on this one. So kind of unlucky with his wizard. He should have been more careful with them. So 11, 2 stars, 94, not too bad. Ibrahimovic didn't attack, so yeah. 11, Ibrahimovic, 2 X's. And 10 is Cutix, and 13 and 15 got 3 starred by Cutix. Wait. Cutix 13 and 15. So let's have a look. Number 10 against number 15, and this base is very rushed, so I don't expect anything less than a 3 star. Lure the CC, kill those wizards with the poison, perfect. This was a very good way to kill those wizards. Send in the golem with wizard on the back. The golem will die pretty easily here actually. And now the side buildings are dead. He can send in all those Valkyries and the wizard behind. A nice spread on the wizard so that they don't die too quickly. And now all the defenses are dead and the Valkyries are all still alive. There is still one Hog Rider to finish this off. Good attack. Against number 13. Let's have a look. Once again, TH9 base with very low defenses. He starts off by lowering the CC with his Hog Rider, and then he will kill those Valkyries with minions, which is a perfect idea. Now it's time for the Golem to come in with those wizards behind. Nice use of the King to defend his other wizards. He keeps his King alive with the spell, and meanwhile the Valkyries are killing the center of the base. Once again, he does quite a good job at keeping his wizards alive. He kept a few wizards, and it was very important because he lost most of them to that giant bomb, and now those wizards will be very important to finish off this base, and it will be pretty close, but just enough because he didn't waste all of his wizards. So very nice attack from Cutix. And next is Zaid. And Zaid got 3 stars on 11 and no stars, no attack on his second attack. Let's have a look. Once again, a rushed TH9. Lure the CC, good job. Now the key thing here is to kill the wizard before killing those Valkyries, and he does just that. Sends in the Golem first with Valkyries behind. The Valkyries will start to run around, which is not perfect, but there is still a kill squad in the middle. He must be very careful with all his wizards all together, and he got a bit lucky that those wizards did not get killed. And there it is, giant bomb on the wizards. But luckily the Valkyries already did all the work, and the Golem already tanked all the defenses, and the wizard already dealt all the damage I had to deal. So it was pretty lucky at an attack, and yeah, this could have gone very wrong. So Zaid number 11 against number 11, 3 stars, and then he didn't attack on his second attack. Number 10 is sorry, Zaid is number 9, yeah. So number 8 Nava won, and he got a 3 star against number 9 and only 1 star against number 10. So let's have a look at his attack against number 9. Finally, a TH9 that looks like a TH9, still very weak defenses, but at least it looks like a TH9, at least quite a little bit. He sends in first his Golem with a few wizards behind, a PK2 and another Golem. Meanwhile on the other side there is a Queen Walk going on. So there is one Death Ball going right into the center with this Golem and those P.E.K.K.A.s, while the Queen is doing the cleanup duty on the sides. He kept his P.E.K.K.A.s alive very nicely, and one of them finally goes down, but P.E.K.K.A.s already had dealt a lot of damage, and it was probably a little bit lucky on the P.E.K.K.A.s because they stayed alive for so long with so little HP, but it was a successful attack. The very important thing here is that the P.E.K.K.A.s stayed in the center of the base and helped destroy the core of the base, and that was just his plan, and it was well played. So 8 number 1 against 9, and it's a 3 star. And then he failed against number 10. And I guess his first attack was against number 10, so this one was his fail attack, and he has the same strategy. And I have to say, I have seen better strategies in this game, and so there it is, the 2 golems. I really don't like using both of your golems at the same place, but it seems like it is his strategy. Also, he has been using all his wizards at the same time, and this time the P.E.K.K.A.s ran around, and this was really not the plan for this attack. So yeah, number 1 used to have very good attacks, but this one was really underwhelming. I really didn't like it too much. And those P.E.K.K.A.s, I really don't like P.E.K.K.A.s actually. I think those P.E.K.K.A.s are like Valkyries, just not as good. So yeah, this attack was pretty bad. It was the same strategy as the other attack, but I think the first attack we saw just earlier just wasn't the best strategy he could have gone for. 75 and 1 star. So yeah, P.E.K.K.A.s, they are not the best troops right now. Next is Maharaj, which got 0 stars on number 3 and 2 stars on number 8. And this was the best attack of the clan. So number 7 against number 8. Decent TH9, and pretty much the same strategy as Navarone did last time. And I am not really surprised this didn't work, because those troops are not the best right now, really. So yeah, those two P.E.K.K.A.s are pretty good to get into the center and get the town hall, but for the 3 star it will almost always fall short, and this is exactly what we saw here. The wizard got destroyed by those giant bombs, and yeah, too many wizards, too many P.E.K.K.A.s, and not enough Valkyries. If you want to go with this kind of attacks, you should really go for Valkyries instead of P.E.K.K.A.s. And you really don't need 17 wizards. 15 or maybe 12, even 10 if you want to get a few more Valkyries. 10 wizards are enough. And you should not send them all together. You should be very more careful with them, because they die so easily to giant bombs. So number 8 was, what was his name? Maharaj against number 7 Maharaj against number 8, 75. Holy shit. 74. That's it, yeah. There you go. Then number Maharaj's second attack. I will not watch his attack against number 3. It was worthless. Then it is BN, 3 stars against number 10 and 93 against number 8. So let's have a look. BN, I don't remember BN having a 3 star ever. I know he did. I know he did have 5 attacks with 3 stars in the past 50 wars, but honestly, I don't expect much from BN anymore. And yeah, this dragon attack is meant to fail, because this is against a TH9 with a lot of defenses in the center. And actually he did manage to get all those defenses dead in the center, so it could have worked. And then he sends in his queen on the right side, which is not too bad. Uses his spell on the queen way too early. That was too bad, he could have saved it. And now this is that one last archer tower. And finally got it, and yeah, I am very surprised that this attack worked. I guess the design of having all the air defenses in the middle like that didn't work, because BN had a pretty nice spread of dragon. So very nice attack. I was very surprised this worked, and it did. So against TH9 like that, having a successful dragon attack is very surprising, and this will help BN's war record quite a lot. But again, number 6 against number 10, so I expect 3 stars. And then against number 8, and he didn't have the best attack against number 8. So BN, where is his first attack? Okay, against number 8, and what is his plan? Another dragon attack, but this time those air defenses are placed way better. He will kill 1 or maybe 2 with lightning spells. Sends in the dragon and the balloons on the left side. Good job on balloons and dragons. Now there is no more air defenses and only those 2 archer towers left, so this might work. But there are quite a lot of Teslas here, and they might be very dangerous, and I think they will kill those dragons, and yeah, dragons will barely not be enough, and they die to the bombs, the air bombs. So not too bad of an attack, pretty good use of dragons, but not a 3-star. And that's the problem with dragon attacks against the TH9, they usually don't work. So only 1-star and 93%. Next is number 5, and it is Affix, and yeah, no 3-star here, so quite underwhelming. Let's have a look. Affix. Second attack against number 10, so number 5 against number 10, and I would expect a 3-star if you are number 5 going against number 10. And my question here is, why doesn't Affix have Lava Hounds? I'm pretty sure he's a TH9, so he should have Lava Hounds. He sends in all the balloons and nothing in front to protect them. He will take down 2 air defenses, and that's it. So yeah, we just saw that BN was able to get the 3-star on this base with smaller troops, because he had Dragon too, but his dragons were 1 level under, so this was a very bad attack. So 5 against number 10. It was only 1-star, right? Very bad. 80%. Bad. And I marked this one because it was really bad. And then his other attack was against against number 6. So he starts off with killing those walls, lures the CC, and once again, yeah, P.E.K.K.A.s. So 3 golems, 2 P.E.K.K.A.s. I mean, this is pretty good if you want to get 2 stars, but if your goal is to get any more stars, it's not gonna work. And as you can see, he got to the town hall pretty easily. But then his P.E.K.K.A.s start dying because they are actually quite squishy troops, and then the rest of his attack dies off. So yeah, it was a pretty good execution, a good idea for a 2-star, but this is never going to be a 3-star. 88% against number 6. Not too bad. Not too bad, and I will not hate on this attack, but I'm not agree. I cannot agree with P.E.K.K.A.s because I've seen them so many times and they almost always fail. Next is Love and War, and no 3-star either. So at TH9, it seems like it gets very tricky to get 3 stars at TH9 because people just don't manage to do it. So Love and War starts with Queen Walk, which is good. Here was a mistake, she should have used the rage spell on the healers, and now she doesn't have any more spell on the queen and she might die to those X-bows. And there it is, she died because of this mistake. Meanwhile, the 2 golems will tank for the Valkyries, and the Valkyries are dealing a ton of damage. And there is just 1 wizard behind doing a ton of damage too. Those 2 golems end up stuck on the wall, but finally goes through, and then she gets to the last patch of defenses, but she will lack time to finish the base. So overall it was a pretty good attack, but yeah, the Queen Walk was not done perfectly. and this was just the difference between a 3-star and a 2-star. And here you can see the difference between this attack and the one from Afik before. The one from Afik before really realistically never would have gotten a 3-star, while this one was just a lack of time to finish this off, so slightly better. And this is why the Valkyries are better than the P.E.K.K.A.s, because the Valkyries first of all go faster, and also they are actually more tanky and have a lot more DPS. They are also a lot better at killing walls. They are just P.E.K.K.A.s but better. So number 4 Love and War against number 7 and 2 stars and 98. And then Love and War's second attack, what will it be? And where is Love and War? I saw only one attack here. What's in the right on the top. So number 4 against number 4, and this time it is a big TH9, and this one will be harder. So she starts off with Queen Walk, which is good. Kills the air defense, brings in the golem, and oh! The queen dies! She failed the queen. And yeah, this is problematic, so now the rest of the troops will have to go through the base without the queen, and it will be much harder. Hopefully the Valkyries killed all the center of the base already, so this is good. Now there is almost no more Valkyries, and those healers will die. The king will be kept alive with his spell. Golems are still alive, and the wizard and Valkyries will not be enough to finish the base off. And yeah, I'm not sure if this attack would have worked if the queen stayed alive, but maybe it could have. 89. So yeah, it's getting close for Love and War to get 3 stars, but not quite yet. And next we have Matt, number 3 TH10 against TH9, and Matt is pretty good and pretty comfortable against TH10s. He is used to get 3 stars against TH10s that are... I even saw him get a 3 star on a maxed TH10, actually on the TH11 that was not a rushed one, so yeah, easy. Easy peasy, no problem, barely lost any troops. Actually he lost all his Valkyries. The golem is still full HP, still has all his wizards, no problem. Very good attack from Matt. Number 3 against number 5. Another big TH9. But once again, Matt has no problem killing TH9s. Good use on the rage. As you can see, when you go for Queen Walk, the rage, the most important troop to rage is not the queen, is the healer. You use the rage with your Queen Walk to rage the healer so they keep her alive. You don't really use the rage so that the queen does more damage, because she already does so much damage. She doesn't really need a boost, but she needs a boost in health to keep her alive while those defenses are all focusing her. So good job, Matt. So Matt, number 3, and he went against number 5 and number 6, and he got 6 stars. And the reason why he got to attack number 5 and number 6 is because I already took rid of number 3 and 4 and Neptune of number 1 and 2. So we did a pretty good job here at the top of the table. And obviously it's much easier when there are only TH9s. So yeah, TH9s are no problem for me either. I have a slightly different strategy than Matt. Instead of Golem, I usually go for Giants and a few less bowlers, so that I get more Valkyries. And yeah, I cleaned this base and I almost didn't lose any troops to clean this one. So if you're a TH10 and you are going against a TH9, you can use this strategy I have, and it works every time. You can also copy Matt's strategy, because it's pretty good. And yeah, this TH11 is really not scary. It's actually pretty shitty. It will be even easier than the attack against the TH9. This time, as you can see, I have a freeze spell, because those infernos can be very destructive to my Valkyries. And there it is, I killed the base, no problem. Very easy 3-star. So, Drill 1 against number 4 and number 3. 3-star on both. And finally Neptune, I know already Neptune 8 got the number 1 and the number 2. What we are going to look close here is how he does his queen walk, because he actually has a pretty bad queen walk and he usually loses his queen on most of his attacks. So let's see if he does better this time. He usually uses his queen spell before using the rage spell, and this is bad. And I feel like he's going to do the same here. Or maybe will he lose his queen? Yeah. Uses the queen spell, and well, I guess she stays alive and then the battle goes on. But usually on stronger bases, if he does that, then the rage spell cannot save her and she dies just after. But this time it was a pretty easy clean on the side, and then the bowlers all together clean the base very easily. If you can manage to get the bowlers to stay together like that into a death ball, bowlers are really OP at TH11. So yeah, 3 stars, good stuff. Still not a very good queen walk, but it was not really necessary, because those TH11 are really bad. So another queen walk, and can he do the queen walk correctly? Use the rage first. Let's see. And he will not even need to use the rage, he will use it anyway, so kind of a waste of a rage spell. And here he keeps his warden spell for the center when the bowlers get to the Inferno Tower, and this is exactly how you want to use it. And he usually has to use his warden way earlier because he fails his queen walk, but this time, because the queen walk was a success, he can now finish this base, and he still has his spell on the queen. Uses a spell, and it was pretty close, but it was a 3-star. So Neptune still doesn't have a very perfect style, but this time he had to attack much easier bases than usually, and it made a whole of a difference. So 43 to 29, this was a pretty good war, and congratulations team, and see you guys next time.